Miami Beach, Florida. A golden morning, September 21st, 1965. These words could have marked the birth of any child. But for Cheryl Ruth Hines, the sunlit shores were only the first act. Born to James Hines and Rosemary Graham Hines, Cheryl's entrance into the world came in a place of contrast. The glamour of Florida's coastline against a working-class family striving. Her father, James, worked in construction and contracting. Her mother, Rosemary, would later work for the Florida Department of Revenue. The family relocated to Tallahassee, where Cheryl attended Leon High School. There, she discovered something that would steer her life direction: the Young Actors Theater and a spark for performance. Her early life blended everyday normality with a whisper of ambition. As a teenager, she began to ask, what happens if I stand up and reach? After high school, rather than rush into Hollywood, she studied. She attended West Virginia University, Florida State University, and ultimately earned a bachelor's degree in communications from the University of Central Florida in 1990. But the world she began to envision wasn't going to be handed to her. It would be the result of bold steps, auditions, stint behind the scenes, uncertain days, and the willingness to go up when others stayed home. Leaving Florida behind, Cheryl embarked on a journey to Los Angeles in 1994. The acting credits weren't immediate. Instead, she worked jobs that paid the rent, bartending at the Intercontinental Hotel, working as a personal assistant to director Rob Reiner, and other odd jobs. One of the defining turns came when her co-workers at the hotel funded her first class at the famed improv troupe, the Groundlings Theater. There she studied improv, sketch comedy, character creation. One of her early teachers was Lisa Kudrow. Improv teaches many things: listening, reacting, timing, courage. For Cheryl, it also taught humility. In an interview, she described her early sets as, "I didn't know what I was doing until I got in the room." Still, the room is where she transformed from hopeful to professional. She made guest appearances on shows like Swamp Thing: Unsolved Mysteries, and appeared on The Dating Game in the mid-90s. At the Groundlings, she honed a voice that would later be perfect for one of the most unconventional comedy shows in history. In 1999, comedy producer-director Robert Wide saw Cheryl at Comedy Showcase and invited her to audition for a small part in Larry David. Curb Your Enthusiasm. That pilot turned into the long-running HBO series Curb Your Enthusiasm. She auditioned to play Cheryl David, the patient wife of Larry David. What set her apart? Her improv chops, her calm in chaos, her ability to react rather than perform. On a set where much of the dialogue is unscripted, her training gave her home ground. Indeed, Curb uses a loose plot outline/improv dialogue format. From 2000 onward, Cheryl became known for her role on Curb Your Enthusiasm. Her performances earned her Primetime Emmy Award nominations in 2003 and 2006 for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series. On the show, she played a straight woman to Larry David's antics, yet she wasn't invisible. Her timing, reactions, and character gave the show emotional grounding. Larry David praised her as unoffendable, knows exactly where to take a scene to make it funny, and will sacrifice herself completely for the scene. Her career began to expand beyond Curb. She appeared in films like RV, 2006, opposite Robin Williams, Waitress, 2007, The Grand, 2008, and more. Her comedic range extended, and she was being noticed. Curb made her a household name among comedy fans. But for Cheryl, it also opened doors to explore new creative roles. Cheryl Hines didn't sit still. She expanded her craft. In 2009, she made her feature film directorial debut with Serious Moonlight, a dark romantic comedy starring Meg Ryan, based on a script by Adrian Shelley. In television, she continued to take on roles. Suburgatory, 2011 to 2014, on ABC as Dallas Royce, one of the show's standout comedic characters. Son of Zorn, 2016 to 17, a hybrid live-action/animated comedy. Panelist on I Can See Your Voice 2020. As part of her television work, she also produced, voice-acted, and maintained her roots in improv. Her career showed a model of long-haul durability in Hollywood. Talk shows, guest appearances, indie films. She built a portfolio not depending on one star vehicle alone. Parallel to her media work, Cheryl invested in advocacy and business. In the mid-2010s, she joined the Board of Trustees of United Cerebral Palsy, UCP, motivated partly by a nephew born with cerebral palsy. Her philanthropy, laughing publicly, fundraising, appearing on Celebrity Family Feud, added another dimension to her public persona. In 2023, she and her daughter launched a brand Hines Plus Young, an eco-friendly beauty/self-care line, showing she didn't simply act, she built. Love stories in Hollywood often become headlines. Cheryl's story has its own bend. In December 2002, Cheryl married Paul Young, a talent manager and former Groundlings chair. On March 8, 2004, their daughter Catherine Rose Young was born. The relationship ended. They divorced in 2010. The separation was amicable and respectful in public. In 2011, Cheryl began dating Robert F. Kennedy Jr., introduced to her by Larry David. Their relationship grew quietly, culminating in engagement in April 2014 and marriage on August 2, 2014, at the Kennedy family compound on Cape Cod. By marrying into the Kennedy family, Cheryl became part of one of America's most storied political dynasties, and that carried both privilege and scrutiny. During Kennedy's 2024 presidential campaign and later role as U.S. Secretary of Health and Human Services, confirmed February 2025, Cheryl has been in the public eye for more than just her acting. She is a mother, a stepmother, to Kennedy's 6 children from prior relationships, and a public figure navigating creative life, family life, and public life. Cheryl Hines has spoken about the tension of being both Cheryl David on Curb Your Enthusiasm and Cheryl Hines, the woman at home, the parent, the advocate. She is known for her comedic voice, but she is also known for her serious causes. Her work with United Cerebral Palsy stems from personal experience. When her nephew was born with cerebral palsy, she transformed grief into action. She became a board member and has appeared in charity poker tournaments and other events to raise awareness and funds. As a political spouse, Cheryl has also been navigating new terrain. With her husband in the spotlight and controversy swirling around his positions, vaccines, environmental issues, political alignment, she has spoken publicly to support, but also to assert her own voice. For example, in 2023, a New York Times profile quoted her as saying she supports my husband, but I don't feel the need to go to every political event because I do have my own career. In 2025, her public presence at his Senate confirmation hearing marked an interweaving of personal, political, and public identity. She has also faced online backlash. As her husband endorsed controversial positions, Cheryl was drawn into the conversation. Her own identity subjected to public commentary. Through it all, she's emphasized one thing: being true to self. In a world that often demands conformity, she has chosen authenticity, even when complicated. Recognition is a curious thing. For Cheryl, it came gradually, but when it came, it mattered. In 2003 and 2006, she was nominated for the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series for Curb Your Enthusiasm. On January 29, 2014, she was awarded the 2,516th star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame for her contributions to television. Her craft has been praised in interviews. Larry David said she has less ego than anybody. She'll sacrifice a scene. Film credits include The Grand Waitress, RV, The Ugly Truth, A Bad Mom's Christmas, Life After Beth, among others. Television credits: Suburgatory, Son of Zorn, I Can See Your Voice. What shines through is versatility. Comedic timing, improv mastery, character work, directing skill, producing advocacy. She is not simply an actress, but creative force. In the mid to late 2010s, Cheryl expanded into business. In 2023, she launched Hines Plus Young, an eco-friendly self-care line. Scented candles, body creams, lip balms, scrubs, with her daughter Catherine Rose Young. The brand emphasizes sustainability and responsibility, avoiding single-use plastics. Her association with sustainable and ethical business aligns with her advocacy work, showing that creativity, commerce, and conscience can combine. She also enjoys poker. She described herself as a poker fiend and uses poker tournaments for charity, e.g., benefit events for United Cerebral Palsy. Her estimated net worth is around $16 million as of 2024, reflecting years of steady work in acting, directing, producing, and business ventures. The 2020s have brought new spotlight moments for Cheryl Hines. When Robert F. Kennedy Jr. launched his presidential campaign, Cheryl appeared publicly, navigating the roles of spouse, celebrity partner, and independent figure. Her advocacy and public position have drawn both praise and criticism. Online trolling followed Kennedy's endorsement of Donald Trump and other controversial statements. Cheryl was drawn into that storm. Her podcast, Tig and Cheryl, True Story, with comedian Tig Notaro, folded after falling out over political differences, a reminder how personal and political identities collide in public life. Yet, she continues to work, acting, producing, being visible on social media, being present for causes. She has said she doesn't plan to fade into the role of celebrity spouse. She remains Cheryl Hines, the actress and comedian. The legacy, comedic integrity. In an industry of stars, she built a reputation for being present, grounded, improv-trained, real. Durability. From 1990s TV guest spots to 2020 political limelight, her career spans decades. Versatility. Actress, comedian, director, producer, businesswoman, advocate. She refuses to stay in one lane. Advocacy and humanity. Her work with United Cerebral Palsy, sustainable business, being a mother and mentor show hard alongside talent. Authenticity. Public life rarely leaves room for nuanced identities. She's a wife, a mother, an artist, and an individual with her own voice. In the immediate future, there are hints of more. Her business ventures, possible memoir, or deeper political engagement. Continued acting, and likely more directing or producing. Cheryl Hines' story teaches. Voice matters, craft matters, and the bridge between art and life is built patiently. She didn't all of a sudden explode into fame. She layered it, scene by scene, improv set by improv set, role by role. In a world full of fleeting moments, Cheryl Hines stands as proof. It's possible to build something lasting, meaningful, and courageous. What will Cheryl Hines be remembered for? A few things stand out.